So welcome everyone to this session of Come Alive. I mean, Padmaja may know this is an ongoing session, and she may know which number we are at. I'm not very sure, but we've been having this continuously, and it's been a great success. I'm Jeeva Punnose. I'm an IT professional turned entrepreneur dealing in sustainable home decor. I would like to warmly welcome our speakers and introduce them. Let me start with Deepa first. Deepa Chandrasekaran is a career and leadership coach, TEDx speaker, and author with over 25 years of experience across both corporate and entrepreneurial journeys. Her work is centered around helping thoughtful leaders navigate complexity internally and professionally to build careers and lives that are both meaningful and authentic. Deepa is deeply fascinated by human behavior and psychology through her own journey from chasing external success to discovering the power of self-awareness and inner alignment. She has come to believe that many of the barriers we face are often the ones we unknowingly create for ourselves. Today, she combines leadership development, emotional awareness, and practical wisdom to help people grow with greater clarity, confidence, and self-trust. An avid reader, lifelong learner, and explorer of life's deeper questions, Deepa enjoys deep, meaningful conversations. Welcome to this session, Deepa.
Thank you so much, Jeeva. Thank you for having me here.
Moving on to Dr. Smita. Dr. Smita Dipankar Chauhan is a consultant anesthesiologist. I hope I pronounced it right. With over 23 years of experience, turned passionate advocate coach for teen well-being. I think it's a very unique niche field. Inspired by her own daughter's teenage journey, she became India's first Teen Wisdom Inc. certified life coach for teen girls and founded Forever Magical Teens, a platform dedicated to helping teenagers and their families navigate adolescence with confidence and clarity. An author, podcast host, wellness consultant, and mentor, Dr. Smita is on a mission to simplify the teenage years through coaching, community building, and practical guidance. Known for her warmth and ability to connect deeply with both teenagers and parents, she brings a unique blend of professional expertise, compassion, and real-world wisdom to her work and has several awards and accolades to her name. Welcome, Smita.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeeva. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so before we get into the questions, would any of you like to talk about anything or mention anything, Deepa or Smita?
Yeah, I would just say I love the name of this session, Come Alive. That's such a beautiful phrase, if I may call that, because it's what I've been learning, unlearning, and trying to implement in my life and the lives of the coaches that I work with is how do you feel more alive in our day-to-day life? We have all become slightly robotic, living life by default. But how do we bring back the aliveness and the joy in living every moment of our life? So I am just so happy to see the name of this session saying come alive, and I already feel alive coming here. So thank you so much.
Nice to hear that, Deepa. And Smita, anything from you?
Yeah, so I'm really excited. Actually, I'm new to this platform. I really don't know what exactly is happening. But watching, just like Deepa said, Come Alive, it was really exciting and happy to be surprised with whatever's happening.
Okay, great. So welcome again, both of you. So what we will do is we have a few deep dive questions, which are for both of you, and you can answer in any order. Whoever's ready can go first. And then actually 3 deep dive questions to be precise. And then we have 5 rapid fire questions, which are separate for each of you. And then we will move on to the summary. Then I will hand over to Archana and she will summarize, and then we can go for any questions from the audience. That's the format of the session. I hope that works. Okay, so let me move on to the the deep dive questions first. So this is for both of you. So both of you had extremely successful careers before stepping into coaching and mentoring. So what was the defining moment when you realized that helping people transform mattered more than simply succeeding yourself? What is your guidance to people to differentiate between ambition and alignment?
Can I go first? Is that
Sure.
okay,
Yeah,
Smita?
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah. So, like Jeeva, you said, I've spent more than 20 years in IT. So, we have that commonality between us. And I was a hardcore delivery person. So, I had projects and people and clients and stakeholders, and I was doing a fantastic job. And it was I clearly remember in 2016 when this thought started coming in my mind that, okay, I'm doing well. Everything is going as planned. There was money, there was position, there was fame as we generally pursue and understand the definition of success to be. But then there was something missing in life. So 2016 is when this inner churn started about what do I want to do? How do I want to live my life beyond? And what is it that I want to do until my last breath? And somehow what I was doing was not aligning to, and I was not at all a person who could reflect, who understood even what my inner world looks like. So there was nothing of that kind. So I was a very, very external oriented person, so the focus was always on the outside, like what do people want, how can I be successful, how can I get a better salary, how can I have a better lifestyle. So that was the general phenomenon of how I was living, and I was very successful in those terms. But when this started, I was like, okay, I think I need to do something different. So 2017 is when I left a very, very nice, flourishing IT career with good money for no money, right? So I moved from being a delivery person into this learning and development field. And I had to literally start from scratch because I had no experience of coaching, training, or anything that happens in that area, no network to start with because I was in the delivery. So I was only just delivering and executing for clients. But I said, if I don't take a risk now, when will I do it? So what I want to share through this, my personal experience is that there was no one moment when I said, okay, now I'm going to start helping people. It was just about being very aware, and by God's grace, that 1 year, something was happening within me. I couldn't understand it, I couldn't define it, but it was just not helping me stay happy, stay peaceful. There was this, internal churn. So I'm just so glad that I listened to it. And then over the next 2, 3, 4 years is when I found bits of what I want to do. So I went back, I reflected on what do I enjoy most. Even during my Capgemini and IT days, I used to do trainings, and I used to stand for 5 long days and train the people on certain topics. And at the end of 5 days, I just used to be so energetic, and people were like, Deepa, you've been standing for 5 days, how can you be so energetic? So I started picking those pieces, getting feedback from people, asking them, if I don't do this, where would you see me? Like, what would you want me to do? So it was not a moment. It was a collection of moments, I would say. And then as I entered into the training field, the first 6 months, I was only doing trainings. But then I said, okay, this is also not what I left my IT career for. Then someone asked me to coach them. And I said, okay, is coaching also something? Then I got onto the coaching journey, and I found a coach, and I worked with him for like 2, 3 years to set up my coaching business and to learn the skills of coaching. So, and then when I got into this field is when I said, oh my God, this is what has been the thing for me. And I was able to build everything from my experience, because my corporate experience helped me to work with corporate leaders, because I understand that system in and out. So nothing goes to waste. That's what I have understood. Every single experience that we have helps us to build something more from it. So it was a collection of moments. It was a lot of self work. It was a lot of self awareness. It was like picking bits and pieces of what do I enjoy most? When do I feel most alive? And then I put it all together uh, to then decide, okay, now I'm going to help people, because that is what I enjoy doing and that is what I want to do. So that's the journey of coming to that point. And now even if somebody gives me whatever X amount of money and says, go back to the corporate and do what you were doing, I would say, no, thank you. I'm happy where I am, because this is just so fulfilling. Even one life that you touch and a client comes back and says, Deepa, you know what? I was different in this meeting. I was able to say what I wanted to say. You have changed my life. My family feels better because I am working on myself. So all of those things, I wouldn't want to trade that for anything else. So this is how I reached where I am. And such a beautiful question of, how do you differentiate between ambition and alignment, right? So I would love to ask everybody who's listening to us, what does alignment even mean? Right? And what alignment are we searching for? Like, why do we even call it alignment? So if you take a second to see what's coming to your mind when you hear the word alignment, and as I was also reflecting on this question, I was like, okay, why do we call it alignment? And then something struck me, and I was like, alignment is the alignment between inner and outer worlds, right? That's alignment. So we call it alignment because the moment we stop living for others, the moment we take the power back into our hands, and somehow our internal world and outside world are aligned. So we are not just working to please people. We are just not working to get this success definition that people say is the definition of success. And we understand who we are and what our value system is, and what drives us and what brings us alive. So that is the alignment. So ambition is great, because without ambition we wouldn't be taking a step forward. We all need ambition, but then what is driving ambition is the bigger question. So alignment should drive ambition is how I would put it. And then it's great to be ambitious. I'm as ambitious as I was 20 years ago, but my energy is different. The way I pursue my goals are different. What drives me is different. Everything is different. My ambitions remain the same. Right? So that's my little bit on this beautiful question, which has helped me, go back on my life journey and then share a piece of it. So thank you for that question, Jeeva. We can't hear you. You're on mute, I think.
We
Jeeva?
can't hear you.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I was saying that I can resonate a bit with what you said, because from IT when I changed journeys, but beautifully put. Thank you. Smita, over to you.
So mine is a very slightly different journey, because I think in 7th grade itself, I had decided I wanted to become a doctor. Reason was very simple. I was very good academically, and my father used to do a lot of charity work. I mean, all this Kerala Samajam and everything, used to do a lot of charity. And the only thing that I came to me was, how can I help people to remain healthy? Healthy, not become sick. So that was the aim. And somewhere my parents just picked on to that dream of mine and kept supported me. We came from very humble backgrounds, and ended up being an anesthetist. And anesthesia was fun because obviously I can tell you that the kick that you get when you save a life or when you're fighting, I say this, they say, Yamraj ke paas se kheech ke leke aa jao, kind of a thing. So we've done it many times, but again, that feeling when we can't do anything, So all of that, but I loved the profession anesthesia because that was pain relief and a lot of stuff when you're actually, helping a person feel relieved and not worry about the surgery. So a good career. Married my husband as a doctor as well. So he's a sonologist. So we moved different places, came back to Mumbai again and settled. Very busy career, day in, day out, emergencies, all those things. And then my daughter came along. And by the time she entered teenage was a time things changed for me. Because till then, it was like, whenever I had time, I used to teach her. All those things, ups and downs were there. She didn't like tuition. So I was the only person working and teaching her also. But then when she entered teenage, things changed for her. I've always made her, taught her to be strong and, confident and a lot of things. She was that kind. And then the hormones, that bubbly girl started crying, feeling sad, and then mood swings, a lot of things changed. And I was thinking that I was not able to give more time. Maybe I'm not being a good mother. I started beating myself up for all those things. There were things with my husband about talking about parenting and are we good parents or not. With busy schedules and being in emergencies, I cannot guarantee what time I'll be there at home. So all those things are there. And I had this dream that whatever said and done, once she comes back from school, I need to be with her. I did my best so that whenever I was the person who's to pick her from school, and that is where the majority of our conversations used to happen. 15 minutes from school, and that is where your child will share everything and anything that happens in their life. So that was a lovely thing. But as I looked into it, I read a lot of books. I tried to understand. Imagine a doctor who who's working, who knows everything about the nervous system and human physiology and everything, still is struggling with a teenager. And that is when I realized it's not me, it's the basic physiology and the prefrontal cortex, which not developed, and the hormones, a lot of things. And the base idea was they just need somebody to listen to. And that's how, a lot of our friends also started talking to me. And then we had this cute little teen club at home where they used to come home, and we used to have a hold of space and share everything and anything that happened. And we used to hold hand and say, whatever said and done, it stays here. This is when my daughter was in 8th or 9th grade, I guess. And we just kept having that small little club. And even during COVID, we used to have it online. But slowly and steadily, things changed. My relationship with my daughter changed. I became a go-to mom. I used to understand teenagers. So these are parents, moms, you say, you go and talk to her, or you'll talk to her, she'll listen to you, kind of a thing. And we used to be fun, enjoy. And fast forward, my daughter finished her 10th grade, and 11th grade, I was looking for a life coach for her. So I couldn't find anyone in India. So I was literally searching, researching, and all those things. And I met my mentor, Tammy Walsh, who's the founder of Teen Wisdom. She's the first teen life coach in the world, 20 plus years of experience with teenagers. And when I spoke to her, she interviewed me instead of, I interviewing her as a life coach. She said, why don't you get certified? You got so much of passion for teenagers. And that's the time when I was just transitioning. Moved out to a new house and a new place. So I was anyways taking a break from anesthesia for some time so that I could settle down here. And I just got certified because of that. Didn't know how it's going to work because no teen life coach in India. India, it is a very simple philosophy. Parents understand their teenagers very well. If there is a problem, initially they used to say slap. Now they don't slap. But dart, fatkar, whatever, and things get sorted. So was tough. The journey was tough because I never decided to become a teen life coach. It was just, I went with the flow. I wanted to be a doctor. I was very happy with my profession. But this came in by chance. It just entered into my life. I did it just for the sake of doing it. And then I still remember when I got certified, I had to have one free client and paid client, and I couldn't get one because nobody was ready to send a child thinking that my child doesn't have any problem. Why should I send? They thought it was therapy or, counseling. So somehow one of my friends trusted me. Her daughter came in, and that's how the journey started. I was really stressed out because I wouldn't get my certification. The criteria was there. I needed this thing. And my mentor just said, Smita, your pace, your life. It's fine. I still remember, I still go by that sentence, is that one girl's life you change, you are changing generations. Because she is going to be there and it's going to spread. So just think one girl at a time, one child at a time. So I started with girls, but later on I realized, I came to know, in a year, majority of the kids who came to me were boys. So it was really shocking for me because and then I realized that in India, boys don't express. They are not able to, it's too much of aggression, anger, and those things. They just don't know how to express themselves. So girls at least cry and scream and talk. They have, and women, we speak. That's not there. So that's how the journey started. And it just went slowly, slowly, slowly. So if I had to say how I changed changed into this field. It just came into my life, and I feel I'm blessed. And I think that's the only thing I see when I'm on my deathbed. Also, I'll be doing this work because that is so satisfying. And I always get this question, uh, you know, are you not practicing anesthesia? How can you just stop becoming a doctor? How can you just leave anesthesia? So I used to feel bad about that, but my professor and she told me this. She says, Smita, people work 40 years in the same profession. You completed that many hours in 20 years. So now that you are satisfied there and you're finding this, go ahead. It's a new journey. That's how I started completely. And I didn't feel it was a transition for me because I had entered, my passion was to keep people healthy. So I moved from sickness to wellness. It was not anywhere else. I'm just working on improving the health of kids so that they don't fall ill in future. So it's like, that's the only change that I did in my life. So yes, things were difficult when I built my career. I mean, at the coaching career, as I said, nobody knew. So promotions, I was not very comfortable coming on camera and talking. So it was just word of mouth. Until date, I think the practice is still built on word of mouth. People just keep coming. And the best part is the kids stay with me. They may come in 7th, 8th grade and they leave me by first year of university. They just don't want to leave. I just tell them, okay, fine, we've done with our program, we're done with this. No, they keep coming back. Now also 1 hour back also I got this. I'm having my vacations. She's in the 2nd year of uni. I want to have few sessions with you. I want to talk to you. So it's like they keep coming, and that is something which gives me a lot of happiness and satisfaction that I'm able to do something for them. So that's about the change and how I moved. And I'm really grateful that I've done this. And now I'm on to my PCC journey because I feel that maybe with that, I could help a lot of more kids and families and on a higher scale. So that's there. And talking about alignment and ambition, I deal with teenagers who are always ambitious. They feel that they can, win the world and change everything in the world. And I truly believe that because the name of my organization is Forever Magical Teens. That is, it's like a magician's cap. Every teenager, whatever they believe in, they can become. The only thing is, do we believe in them? So it's like being ambitious is really good. You need to have ambition. And for me, alignment is happiness. Just like Deepa said, internal and external. So when you are one with yourself, you are happy. End of the day, what do we all aspire for? It's not success, it's not recognition, it's not money. Everything boils down to happiness. So bringing a smile on our face, what is it that brings a smile on our face? So just follow it. If you're doing something, is it making you happy? And any profession, anything, even the kids when they hate subjects. It's just let's figure out how to make it happy for you. Just let's play a game. Let's do something different. It just bring happiness into your world, into your life, and then you will automatically be aligned towards what you want. And when you're ambitious, believe in your ambition. Yes, obviously, teenagers go above and beyond. Some go sidetracked also. That there you need somebody to guide you. But otherwise, I feel 90% of the time, teenagers have huge ambitions. I mean, we also have, but that is the age where they're very raw. And if we as parents and society believe in whatever they say and just support them, just let them explore because they are with us, safe. So that things will change. So that's what I have to say. Thank you for asking this question. Really deep, made me go think deeper and reflect a lot before talking. Thank you.
Thank you, Smita. Very, very interesting journey, like how you moved from being a doctor to another kind of doctor, right? It's just a movement, but you went with the flow, and it's nice to see. And for both of you, right? For Deepa and Smita both, it's nice to see how you moved from what you initially got into, and you're able to find your passion and be happy and aligned. So that's really good. I'll move on to the second question. In a world obsessed with performance, productivity, and achievement, what human quality do you believe is becoming increasingly important?
Okay, let me go on that. Before I answer this question, I want to say, Smita, what a beautiful journey, uh, and one observation that I have, and again, like we were talking, you coach the teens, and I coach, when they become adults. You say they have a lot of dreams, and when they come to me, I see their dreams are all squashed. Like, they have no ambitions. They are like, oh my God, I'm 45 now, Deepa. Is there anything left in my life? I don't enjoy what I'm doing, but is it too late for me to do something? So, what society does and what culture does and what conditioning does from when they are teens to when they become and come in mid 45s, their whole ambitions are gone. Like, they are like, can I just pay my EMI, or can I just do? So it's so important. What you said made so much sense to me, that how can we believe in them and how can we reiterate the ambitions that they have for themselves? Then I will not have so many 40, 45, 50-year olds coming to me and saying, you know what, I don't think I can do this, or I have no dream left, or I don't even know what I want to do in my life. Like, they're so clueless, they're so helpless, right? So that just struck me, and I said, it's a call out to, uh, for us, those who are in the 20s, 30s, 40s, the parents of today's children, to just encourage them and help them believe in their dreams, because what's this life if we can't dream and if we don't have ambitions, right? So thank you for bringing that up. It just came to my mind. All right. So the question was, sorry, when I was said, okay, what's the quality in the age of productivity and performance? For me, one thing that stands out all the time is self-awareness. And it again, I tie it back to the alignment piece of it. So I work with leaders, and what has helped me in my career and what brings a smile to my face every day is just becoming aware of where I am, what am I feeling right now, how regulated or dysregulated I am, what are some tools that can help me bring back from a dysregulated to a regulated state, what grounds me, what anchors me, what brings me alive, what upsets me, what are my values, what do I stand for. In the absence of knowing these things, we are again just driving on the outside. It's like, you look at somebody else and you see a happy smile on their face, or a social media post, or a picture on Instagram, and then we think, oh, probably I need to go to exactly that same place, click that same picture, and probably I'll get happier, right? So in the absence of self awareness, I think we're just chasing. We're chasing a lot of random things which have no connection to what will help me feel happy, feel fulfilled, feel a little bit satisfied in life. So for me, all of these things tie to that one word, which is self-awareness, and self-awareness is not about always being happy. We can't always be happy, because we are human beings. There'll be ups and downs in life. There'll be days which are fantastic, and there'll be days when we are extremely overwhelmed and tired. But can we sit with that overwhelm? Can I just take a moment and say, how am I feeling now? Oh, wow, I'm feeling upset, or I'm hurt, or I'm embarrassed, or I'm just feeling helpless, and be there in that emotion. What we usually do is, and this was me, 10 years back, I'm feeling helpless. Let me just switch on the TV and distract myself and numb that feeling or that emotion. So we constantly just, productivity, performance, achievement. This is the hustle culture. Everybody is just running, not knowing what race are they in, where do they want to reach, where do they want to go, and doing becomes the focus instead of being. So, I have seen so many people who feel so uncomfortable sitting quietly for even 5 minutes. Like, they want to either switch on the TV, or they want to go to Instagram, or they are on TikTok, or they want to meet their friends, or they want to go out on dinner. Sitting with themselves is just so uncomfortable. So I would say, as leaders, as parents, as anybody who we are, the roles that we are playing, the most important quality that all of us need to cultivate is self-awareness. Come home to yourself. And the TEDx talk that I did a couple of years back was also named The Power of Being Yourself. And my first 45 years of my life was not being myself. Like, I was everything but myself. And from the, when I left my corporate job and came on this journey is when I feel really connected to myself. So I would say self-awareness.
Thank you, Deepa. No, very, very, very. I mean, I agree with you. I think without that, anything else you do, it doesn't lead anywhere. Yeah. Oh, and over to you, Smita. Same question.
Yeah. So, Deepa, thank you so much. First of all, I think in future you will surely have kids who will have dreams. Working on that. That's my mission. But I would really be, want to say thank you to you because you're working with people of 45, 50. They are parents of teenagers. So maybe when they start dreaming, we have a group or a teen family who's also having common dreams. So hats off to that. Thank you so much for doing that for the corporate leaders and people whom you coach. And yes, self-awareness is really true, very important. But what I feel is, because I work with teenagers and because I am part of the medical fraternity, for me, empathy and connection is something which is very important. And it's losing. We are literally losing empathy and connection right now because if I have to say, it starts at home. How do you treat your child? How do you treat yourself? How is the child? How is the family seeing you as a mother or as a person? Are you empathetic towards yourself? Are you connected? Just like Deepa said, self-awareness. Are you connected to yourself? And then it goes beyond. How are you treating your family? I mean, it's very easy to say sorry to an outsider when you just pass by. If something just hit by mistake or something. But if it happens in the house, there is a huge chaos. Somebody breaks a glass. A stranger does it, you say, oh, it's okay, no problem. But someone in the house does it, change. So that's how it is. It starts at home. But I have seen this happen with a lot of kids and the adults whom I coach. Lack of empathy and connection. They are not connected. Yes, the social media is the culprit. Yes, the phones and everything is there. As Deepa rightly said, I can see it with everybody every time. I literally, I constantly see this when we go to restaurants. It's like, 2 to 3, 4-year-old kids. The parents are, you're going to a restaurant is having a meal. It's family time. But just because the kid should not trouble the parents, the kid is on the phone and the parents are talking, or all of the kids and the parents are on the phone. So there are, the restaurants have stopped having play areas for kids. Earlier, when my daughter was a kid, we used to send her to a play area and we used to sit, or we used to have family time. That's not there. So where is the connection happening? It's become very transactional. How much are you studying? What are you doing? Oh, you're always on your phone. When are you going to take responsibility? How are you going to do things? How is the child going to do it if you don't do it? You need to lead by action. So I feel empathy and connection is something which is important. If you empathize, if you connect, you can teach a lot of things to your children, to yourself. You become the role model for your kids. Don't allow any YouTube star or any Instagram influencer to become that role model. Not for you also. So if you can create that within yourself, we will have a good, happy world. And maybe that's one mission of mine is, simplifying teenage so that, I can have empathetic, loving kids. In future, somewhere we will all live peacefully with no war. That's always been something which I want to build on. I don't know how much I will, but I'll keep doing one child at a time.
Yeah, very, very relevant, Smita. Thank you for that. And in this period of nuclear families, it's very, very relevant. I think otherwise, when we had joint families and all, at least there would be somebody with empathy. But when you have a single parent, or then if that person is not empathetic, then the poor kid is, or anybody for that matter, it's tough for them. Yeah. Thank you so much for that answer. I will move on to the third question. This is the last deep dive question, and we did touch upon it while talking about the first two questions. So whether it's professionals comparing careers or teenagers comparing lives on social media, comparison seems universal. Why are humans so susceptible to it, and how can we break free?
Smita, do you want to go? Oh, okay, I'll go.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Again, such a relevant emotion, of comparison or envy, or comparison results in either a jealousy or an envy. So all of these emotions are what happens when we compare, and we are all humans. So comparison is very natural. And I've heard, and a lot of people feel that we should not compare, but I would I say it's okay to compare, because you have to see what others are doing too, because you're surviving in the same world. So you can't live in a silo. You have to be in a society, and it helps to see what others are doing. But where comparison becomes disempowering for a person is is when it starts impacting them. It could be mentally, it could be emotionally, it could be, I have seen people go into depression. Why are you in depression? And they are like, what, a college classmate of mine is earning 3 times what I am earning right now. And we are at the same level. I think I'm better than that person, but I just don't feel that that I am doing enough. Right. And I'm like, okay, so this was a recent coaching conversation that I had. A person got into an organization, they were looking for a job, and they got a certain salary. And they were like, I think, Deepa, I should have gotten more salary. And I said, why? Because, another friend of mine, a peer, is earning 2 times more. And I think that's the market standard. So I asked a very simple question, and I said, forget everybody. Suppose you are the only person in this world. There was nobody, that who was around you. And at that moment, would you still be so dissatisfied and unhappy with the salary that you have got? And they were like, no. So I said, do you know where is that dissatisfaction coming from? It's not from you earning less. It's from, why is that person earning more? Right? So that's where comparison becomes difficult. It becomes disempowering, because it starts impacting who we are and what do I deserve. And I think we compare because we don't have our inner compass. We don't know, how do I measure my progress? Because we don't have our milestones. We don't know what success means to me. I am not pursuing progress. I don't even know what that looks like in my life. So all we have are parameters that are set by society or by peers, or what others are doing, the vacations that they're taking, the cars that they're driving, the homes that they are living. That becomes, our baseline. And to judge my progress, all I have to do is keep looking at those people and see, okay, where am I with respect to that? That's why comparison is something, there's a very beautiful quote, which is, comparison is the thief of joy. It sucks joy from us, because I might be living a very beautiful life if I was alone in this world. But the moment others appear, it becomes a problem. So I would say, if we have to get out of that loop, we don't have to stop comparing, but because comparing also helps us build ambitions. The first question that we were talking about, we have ambitions because we see people can do better, and people are breaking, ceilings and taking on challenges and risks. So I can also do that. So comparison tells us, what more can I do? That's how we have to look at comparison. See, I can't compare myself to Virat Kohli. The skills are different, the levels are different. So I don't care whether he gets 100 or a 200. But I can compare myself to a peer coach who might be getting more clients than me. Right? Now, if I see that person, I can be, wow, I think it's possible for me also to get better clients or more clients or ask for more money or, ask for premium payment. Then it helps. But the moment I say, oh my God, I think I am wrong, I'm not a good coach, I can't do well, why do I not get people? So the blaming, the victimization, all of that starts. So just two things that I would like to say: compare, but look at comparison in terms of, wow, I think I can also do that. So let me see what about that person, or what is that person doing which I can also work on if I want to. Right? So that's the first thing. The second is set your own internal compass. Know what you want to work on. What does success mean to you? What does progress feels like to you? What are your life priorities? What phase of your life you are in? And then decide, where you want to go. I think if we can address both of these things, then comparison will become very empowering instead of disempowering. So, but it's a very useful, I would say, tool to use. So we should not look at not comparing, but we should refine the way in which we compare. What do we compare with, and what do we leverage comparison for? So that's what I think.
It should lead to something positive and not something negative, right, Deepa?
Yeah. You need to feel better after comparing yourself to some person, or at least it needs to lead to better outcomes for yourself and not result in complete breakdown. Then you're not doing something right.
Thank you. And Smita, what about your thoughts?
So same, it's like, physiology. I mean, we've been trained like right from childhood to compare. Even school studies, we used to have, compare difference between all those things. We have been ingrained. It's there, but it starts from the day the child is born, or maybe even when the child is in the womb of the mother. You know what, in this nice 6 month I had this problem, you did not have it, or why did you have? So it starts then, it starts that time. And then when the child is born, oh, he looks like his father, or looks like his mother, or this that. Every second of our lives we are, comparing consciously. If we start, it's I keep going back to our roots, because that is our home. Everybody, we start at home. So if we can change that environment in the house, it changes a lot. I was fortunate. Yes, there were comparisons in my house also, but I was fortunate about one thing in my studies. My mother never compared me with other kids. She was like, even if the entire class failed and I was the first ranker. It's a true story. She came, I missed 1.5 mark, and she was upset. Where did you lose your 1.5 marks? That's the only thing that she asked me. She never asked me who came first, who came second, whatever it is. The base idea is, are you doing something better? How are you going to improve? So that is something which I stayed with my child. I was very conscious about a lot of things. I shouldn't be comparing. So if there was comparison in the family, or if there is something, I used to just shut it out and say, no, that's not happening. She's different. So it's very simple, because in medical school, we are taught even twins don't have the same fingerprint. So I tell the teenagers, anybody who compares, I said, the only person you can compare yourself with is your clone. Do you have a clone? And that also you can't, because your brain is, your one part of the cell is in the clone. So it's not that also, but still, the only person you can compare is your clone. Nobody else. Two leaves are not similar in the nature. If nature cannot bring the same exact copy. So if you keep comparing yourself and running behind, it's like you're following the AI or the robots. You're living a robotic life. So that is something which is there. So you start at home. Yes, you're comparing mentally, you're comparing. Pause and say, what can I change? Just like Deepa said, look into the positive aspect of it. How can we do it? So I work with kids, and I constantly keep telling them, if you want to compare with yourself. Am I better? Because what happens is, the situation is, if the child has a capability of getting a 99, and he's competing with a kid who's 95, he will just stop at 95 or 96. You are putting a cap on your potential. You don't know what you are capable of if you put in your true potential. So comparison is working with yourself. That is something which I feel is important. And to break the cycle that's the same thing. Start at home. I know it's a responsibility. I keep putting the responsibility on parents because I've seen it. I've been very, very strong in my house also, my niece and my daughter. I make it a point that they never get compared. They are two different people. They are two different entities. Yes, if you want, you get it as an inspiration. Just, Deepa said, you see what is better. But no, they are totally different. The background is different, the family is different, and the biggest thing is the genetic is different. So, even if you're from the same family, you're getting genes from your great grandparents, from all the families. So it is a mix everywhere. The parents keep telling me, you know what, when I was a kid or when I was this, I was like this, and my child is not like this. My child is not like me or my husband or my wife. I said very simple. Your child has got genes from your parents, your grandparents, your great grandparents, and from your partners or spouses. So it's a combined. You don't know which gene is coming up, right? So there is no space of comparison here. The only cycle you can break is starting at home. Be conscious, and when you are comparing, think, thank God, this person is doing so well. That means there is scope for me. There's opportunity for me. And we grow together. We can't, if we pull each other down, nobody is going to reach up. It's like the monkey, who wants to climb up and then monkeys are pulling them down. We can't grow, but we can grow together if we can just work on each other, because everyone has a unique skill. You just need to identify it. So that's how you break the cycle. Start at home.
Thank you, Smita. Starting at home is very relevant because even after so many years of, I'm 54 years old, but I would say I'm still probably guilty of, ending up comparing, and then you realize in your head, okay, yeah, what am I doing? But it's sort of, seasoned into us, right? Which we should really break.
Yes.
So now I'll move to the rapid fire. I'll start with you, Deepa. And it's probably you can answer in one word or a phrase. So one word that defines leadership to you.
Emotional awareness.
Okay. A book you gift most often.
The Inner Game of Tennis.
Okay. A morning ritual you never skip.
I'm building this morning ritual. So I'm doing Artist's Way in a group. So I do 3 pages of free form writing, journaling every day morning, and it's a game changer. So I'm building it. It's been like a month, but that's something that I'm building on.
A career advice cliche you dislike.
A career advice cliche that I dislike. Everybody can achieve whatever they put their mind to. I don't agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. One person, living or dead, you would love to have coffee with.
I would love to go on a coffee with Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins.
So he's a big shot in the self-development space, but I just love the way he engages audience and the workshops that he does and how energetic he is while he's conducting all of those things. I would love to know the secret to his energy and the way that he engages. Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you, Deepa. I'm moving over to you, Smita. One word that describes today's teenagers.
I would say magical.
A life lesson every teenager should learn before 18.
Love yourself and be who you are.
Okay. One thing parents should do more often.
Always think that your child is 1.5-year-old and treat them that way.
If you could create one new subject in schools, what would that be?
Empathy and connection. how to create it and how to be with each other.
Sure. One word you want people to associate with your life.
Can I make it a sentence?
Sure.
Because that's something which I want to be there, written, etched on my tombstone when I go. Here is the person who made everyone feel special.
That's so sweet. Thank you, Smita. I know we are at 8:25. I will pass over to Archana for the summary. And Archana, we can take a little more time. It's very interesting discussion, so you don't need to quickly wrap up. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Jeeva, so much. So I am Archana Singh, and I am learner for life. That is what I tag with me. And today is being that one of the moment that I learned so much from both of you. And I am a corporate behavioral trainer. And when Deepa said Capgemini, I am currently associated with Capgemini. All right. And so it was a wonderful session. Both of your insights were really helped me to understand the teenage, because my daughter is in college right now, and I have a budding teenage son at home. So it really gave me a sneak peek into their mind. And to summarize, defining moment. So for me, I think Deepa was when, it was something what one want to do at their last breath. That can be a defining moment. And that question, if we start asking, I think, we get deep diving into, and that plays a part in change of course of your life also. It can be a defining moment. And whereas Dr. Smita also said, as to me, I think when you became mother was the first, but when your daughter came to teenage, that became more of a defining moment for you. Isn't it? So, and then the human quality, I just love the, Deepa, when you said, that self-awareness and not chasing. It is more about, finding moments of reflection, which we are actually have forgotten. We are hustling so many things and playing so many parts in day-to-day life, day in, day out. So we are not taking rest. We are not giving rest to this. Right. And when you have that self-reflection moment, you need to calm your mind in that. Right. Then Smita, it was like, yes, to add what Deepa said, are you connected to yourself? It is very important. When you know yourself, I think, you are in a safe space, and somewhere you stop comparing also. The next question that we all played, right? Because I'm in my safe zone, I don't need to compare myself to anyone, because I know my pace, I know how I deal with situation or anything in life. So it's there that takes down the comparison bit. And rightly, Dr. Smita also said, at home. I believe charity begins at home, but everything in life we want to change, it begins at home. Let's do it with our people first, and then we can actually look to the outer world. And then the next session was rapid fire round. The answers were really mind-blowing and quite insightful. So thank you so much. And with this, I would like from the audience, if somebody would like to ask a few questions to our guest speaker, I'm ready to take questions. Yoga?
Thank you, Archana. Thank you, Deepa and Smita. I think totally beautiful conversations. Quick question to Deepa. I know that building that second innings was not easy. You started from the scratch and you are where you are today. LinkedIn shows a lot of credibility. So what was that secret mantra, or do you have any hacks to build that 44K followers?
Consistency. The only thing that has helped me reach here. So, so initially when I was building my brand on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is the only platform where I am visible. I tested Facebook, it didn't work for me. I've tried Instagram a little bit, but didn't work for me. So I said, okay, I'm just going to choose one. So I think the first thing is you have to choose your platform based on what are you offering, what is one offering. So based on that, so I experimented with 3-4, and I said LinkedIn is, because I work with corporate leaders, that's the platform that most of them are on. So that's how I focused on LinkedIn. And then it was about, somebody told me that, so the challenge was I was posting, but I was not getting clients. So I was being consistent. I was writing what I had to write. So I was spending a lot of time, but I was not getting clients. So then I went back to my coach and said, you said, okay, do it. I'm doing it, but it's not resulting in any business for me. So he said such an important thing, which I've remembered, is you post on LinkedIn not because you need a client that day. You post on LinkedIn because when the client needs you, you are visible on LinkedIn, right? So me being consistent for the last 3 years with, whatever I share, when a person needs a career and a leadership coach and they search on LinkedIn, they find me. So, so that is why consistency without looking for instant gratification in terms of, did I get a discovery call? Did a person come to me? Forget all of that. Just build a practice, build a consistency, whether it is once a week, twice a week, thrice a week, same time. Your audience needs to start expecting you at that time. So my posts go live around 10 a.m., 10 a.m., 10:05 a.m., except on Sundays. I do it all other 6 days of the week. So I have built an audience who waits for my posts. And when I get into discovery calls, some people come and say, Deepa, we've taken printout of what you share and we use them in our life. And these are the people who don't engage with my posts. They will not like, they will not reshare, they will not do anything. But when they need, they book a discovery call. And a lot of my clients have come from that, right? So I would say a long answer to a very short question, that one is consistency. And the second is, don't expect outcomes immediately. This is the delayed gratification that we have to be extremely patient with.
Thank
and
you.
you will reach 50K. So
give me a lot of hope
Patient
that
phase.
it's possible.
yes, absolutely. It has taken me around six years to, I was only at like 300-400 followers when I left Capgemini in 2017, and now God's grace. So yeah, so when people engage with your content, they like your content, they know what you're sharing is helping them, then they will follow you, like they'll come to you. Thank you for that question, Yoga.
Thank you, Deepa.
Anyone else would like to ask question? Or should I go ahead and do my vote of thanks?
Go ahead, Archana.
All right. So I would like to thank everyone who is present during this session. And definitely it was a wonderful session and enriching experience. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to each one of you. And before that, it is a heartfelt thank you to our both speaker, Deepa and Dr. Smita, for sharing their valuable insight and helped us in their own way to gain some knowledge about how to deal with teens if we have one at home, as well as when the teenage becomes adult. So that was quite a good journey today. And I would definitely like to thank all of you at Wiki, the core team, specifically Yoga. She was the backbone of today's journey. And thank you so much. I wish you all a great weekend. Enjoy. And looking forward to more such sessions.